Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for clicking on yet another Poshmark What's Sold video. First of all, I do have to apologize for my hoarse voice. I am getting over a cold and I really didn't film much last week for that reason, but I really wanted to try to stay on track as much as possible with my What's Sold videos, so I figured I'd give it a shot today. So I apologize if this is really hard to listen to, but I'll try my best. For those of you who might be new here, thanks for checking out this video. I'm a full-time working mom and a part-time reseller on Poshmark for about 9 months or so, and have been enjoying sharing my journey with you all. I also have 4 young children, and I really also love making videos on fashion, beauty, and a mommy lifestyle. So if these things sound interesting to you, please consider checking out my other videos and subscribing to my channel as well. So for today's video, I'm going to cover 2 weeks of sales, and I've been covering these every 1 to 2 weeks depending on how many sales I actually have. So for the past 2 weeks of sales, I will admit that it hasn't been all that great, and part of why I think that is I was on vacation a couple of weeks ago, and at least in my experience, every time I go on vacation, I really take a hit in terms of my Poshmark sales when I come back, and that's probably just because I am not really active on the app at all when I'm on vacation. I don't share when I'm on vacation in general because I try to enjoy my vacation. And I also obviously don't list anything. So for those reasons, I think whenever I come back from vacation, I do see slower sales. So I think I've experienced that over the past couple of weeks. But nonetheless, I do have some good sales to share with you today. So I'm going to be covering the weeks of September 8th and the weeks of September 15th. So just to remind you, I will be quoting my direct earnings from Poshmark. However, I will not be including my cost of goods or business-related expenses. If you're interested in hearing more about my cost of goods, definitely check out my other haul videos. I've linked some of them down below. And in those videos, I will try to highlight some ideas of cost of goods I look at when I'm outsourcing. So definitely check those out if you haven't seen them already. So let's just go ahead and jump into my sales. So starting with the week of September 8th. And for this week, again, it was pretty slow. I did make a few sales, however, and the first one was this beautiful pair of shoes. This was one of my most favorite items in my closet at the time, and it's by Madewell. It's the Maddie Speckle Calf Hair Pumps. And as you can see here, just a beautiful classic pump style. It was a 3 3/4 inch heel. It was in a size 8. And this animal type of speckled print, as you know, is very trendy now, as is calf hair, and you just can't go wrong with a very classic pump style like this. Madewell also is a great brand of shoes to sell. I've sold several pairs of Madewell shoes in my closet. They always get a ton of attention and sell for a pretty decent price point. So if you see Madewell shoes out there when you're sourcing, I would definitely consider picking them up. There's definitely a strong following for these types of shoes. So this shoe, however, was in my closet for quite a bit. This was actually, I was very happy to report, a host pick on one of the Poshmark parties about a month or so ago, so I was very honored this was selected. It is just a really beautiful, trendy pair of shoes. But despite being a host pick and being in my closet for a few months, it just really hadn't sold. So I was excited when I got an offer for this particular pair of shoes. The offer was for $35, which I accepted. Poshmark fees were $7, so my net earnings were $28. I do have another similar pair of Madewell pumps. However, it's in a navy blue suede with some black smooth leather trim. It's also a size 8, so check out my closet in case you're interested in that. The next item that sold was a personal item of mine from my own closet, and this was this beautiful Kate Spade bag, and it was in a beautiful kind of ivory color, and it was called the Lenora Camden Wade Tote. It was new with tags, and like a lot of my other bags in my closet, like I've said before, these are my personal bags because I have collected quite a number of bags over the years, and for some reason just haven't used a lot of them, so I do have quite a bit of new, brand new bags in my closet that I'm trying to resell right now to make room for other bags that I want to purchase. So this is one of those examples. It was in, of course, new condition. There were a couple of dents in the leather just from storage. I definitely needed to store my bags better back in the day, but nonetheless, it was brand new and in really great condition, of course. And this particular item was in my closet for quite a bit, as is the case for a lot of the bags that are a little bit of a higher price point. I think they have to sit quite a bit longer than some other items, obviously because the price point's a little higher, but they often do sell relatively quickly. This item did have 35 likes, as you can see here, and I ultimately was able to sell it for my asking price at the time, which was $100. So Poshmark fees are $20, and my net earnings were $80 on this beautiful tote bag. The next item that sold was this Topshop Moto Jamie Gray jean, and this particular jean was really cool and trendy. It did have some zipper details at the ankle opening, and I just love Topshop jeans. I think they fit really well and are really trendy designs for a decent price point. So this particular pair of jeans was in a size 26, and I did accept a best offer of $25 on this. Poshmark fees are $5, and my net earnings were $20. So like I've said before in other videos, I really do love these gray or faded black style of jeans. They, in fact, for me, tend to do a little better than classic denim washes anyway. So I'm always on the lookout for these really cool, trendy, kind of gray, black style jeans. And I imagine they're going to become even more popular as we head into the cooler months now as well. So definitely be on the lookout for this type of style. I think they tend to do pretty well. The next item that sold was this beautiful pair of Banana Republic gold heels. And you can see it was a strappy sandal. This was in a size 9, and the heel was about 3.5 inches, but just beautiful dressy shoe for going out on the town. Really beautiful kind of champagne gold type of material. And this was another host pick. So I guess I should say these past 2 weeks were pretty good for host picks. I did sell 2 of my host picks. And this item I did also have in my closet for quite a bit. I just hadn't gotten any great offers on. It had 19 likes over that period of time. And ultimately, I was excited to see that somebody had accepted my offers to likers offer on this particular item. So the offer was for $32. Poshmark fees were $6.40, and my shipping discount was $1.80. So my net earnings from Poshmark were $23.80. So in general, I don't tend to pick up Banana Republic shoes. I think they in general don't resell for a high enough price point, at least for my particular closet. I try to pick shoes that potentially could sell for a little bit more. However, this particular style I just couldn't pass up. I thought it was just perfect for going out. And it's actually a little hard to find really nice, comfortable going out metallic shoes, in my opinion. So when I came across this, I knew someone would just fall in love, and she definitely did. I got a really sweet love note as well, which I really appreciate. So I'm really happy that this went to a good home. The next items I should say that sold was a bundle. So it was a bundle of 2 sweaters. The first was this Free People Fair Isle split neck sweater, and it was in a size medium. It was a very chunky knit, kind of open knit style design from Free People. So like typical Free People styles, this is a very oversized design, and it had a really nice button kind of turtleneck design. The second item that sold was a Stitch Fix Market and Spruce sweater in a size medium as well. Again, pretty oversized, but definitely not as chunky as the Free People sweater. It did have a flaw, which I disclosed. You'll see here in the neckline, there's a little bit of discoloration. But other than that, it was in really excellent condition. And I just love the colorways of these 2 sweaters. Very neutral, definitely fits kind of my aesthetic or things that I like to wear as well, with very just neutral grays, ivories, and cream colors. This particular person did bundle these on her own, and I ultimately did negotiate a little bit in terms of price with her, but we did agree on a bundle price of $35. Poshmark fees were $7, and my net earnings were $28. So of course, both of these types of items I always love. I love Free People, especially sweaters this time of year, I think do really well. I also do love Stitch Fix, in particular Market and Spruce, like this sweater is from. I think does better than other Stitch Fix brands. So I really, really love finding both of these brands out when I'm sourcing. So definitely be on the lookout for both of these styles. And sweaters, as you know, you just can't go wrong this time of year. I think people are going to start looking for sweaters more and more. So definitely be on the lookout for those. The next item that sold was an Anthropologie top, and it was from the brand Poshmark. It's a mixed media top where it had a different fabric on the top kind of yoke placket area compared to the bottom, and the bottom part was a striped kind of slum knit type of design. Just a beautiful classic design from Anthropologie. It was in a size extra small, and Poshmark in particular does especially well for me compared to all of the other Anthro brands. So I'm always kind of on the lookout for Poshmark in particular. And this particular item, which is a basic top, it did have a small flaw, which I disclosed, a little pinhole in it. So I definitely wasn't able to sell it for quite as high of a price point for that reason. So I was very excited to accept a best offer price of $14. Poshmark fees are $2.95. So my net earnings from Poshmark were $11.05 on this top. The next item that sold was this pair of sneakers, which I definitely was excited to find out when I was sourcing and was able to do a little bit of research on because I never found it before. The brand was Mephisto. It was called the Yael. It was a design. It's called the Runoff. It was a metallic leather sneaker, and it was fully leather. and it had a runoff kind of air jet system insole, so it was extremely comfortable. Just a beautiful leather sneaker, and you can tell it was just good quality by feeling it. I do also really like the metallic design. I think it was really trendy for that reason as well. It was definitely used, however, over on good condition, and this particular pair of shoes was in a size 9.5, and the retail value is quite high. It was $235. So this particular line of shoes, if you're out there sourcing, if you can find one in good condition, they definitely sell really well. The other interesting thing about this shoe is it had 0 likes, as you'll see here. And sometimes with these higher price point, maybe kind of niche brands where they're not the very kind of trendy brands that are oversaturated yet, some people just are specifically searching for these brands. So you may not get a lot of likes, and that number of likes doesn't necessarily translate to whether or not you're going to sell your item. So I did feel a little pressure to start lowering the price on these shoes, but I wanted to kind of stay firm on the price that I was interested in. So I really hadn't lowered the price before this person came along and gave me an offer. So the offer that she offered was for $60, which I accepted. I thought was quite a reasonable offer. And the Poshmark fees are $12, so my net earnings are $48. So when I'm sourcing out there, I definitely will keep an eye out for this brand, Mephisto. I think it definitely does really well, and it has really nice trendy styles. So the last item that sold over these 2 weeks was from the brand Everlane, and I know you've heard a lot about this probably from other poshers here on YouTube, but I love selling Everlane. There's a really strong following for Everlane on Poshmark, and I've sold several items from Everlane. It's just really hard to find. It's definitely not oversaturated yet, in my opinion, so when I do find it, I get excited about it. And I found this just very basic t-shirt dress at my local Goodwill. It's 100% cotton. It was in a beautiful lilac color, which I think is relatively trendy now as well. It did have a simple pocket on the chest, but other than that, it was just a plain basic t-shirt dress. And I wasn't sure how well this was going to do because it was a relatively basic style, but I have sold even just basic black t-shirts from Everlane before for a pretty decent price point. So I wanted to give this t-shirt dress a try, and it had only been in my closet, I'd say, for about a month and a half or so, so not too long. And it did get quite a bit of interest as well. So as you'll see here, I had 20 likes on this particular item. So ultimately, I did decide to accept the best offer price of $20. Poshmark fees were $4, and my net earnings were $16 on this particular item. So of course, always on the lookout for Everlane. When I'm sourcing out there, it tends to do really, really well here on Poshmark. Okay, so there you have it. Those were all of my sales for those 2 weeks, the week of September 8th and the week of September 15th. I hope you found this video helpful in terms of figuring out what types of items you might want to be sourcing out there. If you have any questions about these items or my particular Poshmark experience, definitely leave them in the comments down below. Otherwise, please don't forget to leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video despite my hoarse voice, and also consider subscribing to my channel as well. I'd really, really appreciate it. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching another video, and I'll plan to see you again in my next one. Take care. Bye.